Hello and welcome to Halftime Report. I'm Ekta Batra and with me is Sonia Shenoy. Well, it's turning out to be a session where it is quite sleepy, you would have to say, at least for the Nifty and the Sensex at this point in time. The mid-caps doing better and have picked up pace, but it is really a lot about the financials and the Bank Nifty. So the Bank Nifty, which is gaining around 0.7%, outperforming at this point in time. Just want to point out that we said this in our headlines, but one of the big cues which will be in the next couple of days is obviously the U.S. Fed meet, which is on the 13th and the 14th. We will also have data with regards to the CPI data from the US, which will be during those days. So it's going to be a packed week next week in terms of data.
Oh, absolutely, Ekta. Hi, afternoon. But largely, this is a market that's so range-bound, right? I mean, on the lower end, it's that 20-day moving average. On the upper end, it's 18,800. So we're sort of stuck between this really tight range on the index. And this 20 DMA of 18,459 is something that's been holding for a while. There are no major triggers except the US Fed meet that Ekta spoke about. And over there as well, there's an expectation of a 50 basis points rate hike, but that's on the 14th. Until then, towards the end of the year, it's generally, a bit of slow moves. But a couple of things to watch today. The Bank Nifty is outperforming. There's a 300-point gain that we're seeing on the Bank Nifty. And a lot of stocks are hitting fresh 52-week highs. So just wanted to point that out. There's Axis Bank from the frontliners. There's L&T that's at a fresh 52-week high as well. And then a slew of banks in the broader markets. Bank of India, UCO, IOB, J&K Bank, all sitting at fresh highs this afternoon. So that really is the space to be if you're a trader. But there are some regulatory headwinds for Sun Pharma. The U.S. FDA has listed the company's Halol facility under an import alert. Ekta, what does this mean for the stock?
Well, it's definitely negative, Sonia, and it has been a very patchy year when it's come to the US FDA regulatory action on Indian pharma companies. For Sun Pharma, it is, a company where you didn't expect such a negative piece of news, and that's the reason why you're seeing the correction. So I'll just take you through the news. The company's Halol facility has been placed under an import alert. Now, the import alert basically means that all future shipments of products manufactured at the facility are subject to refusal of admission to the US. It is the strictest form of regulatory action which the US FDA can probably impose on a plant after an inspection. Now, this is until the facility becomes compliant with the GMP standards. So the company has to undertake remediation. Now, the US FDA from this particular plant in the import alert has excluded 14 products, which is subject to certain conditions. So if in case they do comply to these certain conditions, they can continue to import these 14 products into the US. Now, supplies from Halol to the US were around 3% of consolidated sales in FY22, including these 14 products. If they remove these 14 products, it's probably going to be less than 3%. So that's the silver lining for Sun Pharma. Just want to put it into perspective, this particular company has seen problems, or this particular plant rather has seen problems since the past 7 years. So 2015, there was a warning letter. 2019 odd, it got lifted. 2020, they received an official action indicated status from the US FDA, got re-inspected last year, got 10 this year rather, got 10 observations, and now that's resulted in an OAI, which is continued, and now an import alert. Now, remember that the Mohali plant also was under the scanner by the US FDA, which is Sun Pharma's other facility, just earlier this year. And hence, it seems as though there's a larger problem which the street is not liking.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the reason why the stock is down almost about 3%. All right, that's about Sun Pharma. But the first corporate on our radar is Inox GFL Group. It's on our radar today. The group includes companies like